Alright, so we're going to be multiplying two square roots together. And it's not super tough because most of this is stuff you've already done. So when it comes to multiplying square roots, you start by multiplying the outsides together, or the in fronts together. So like 2 and 3, right?
It's 27.
So I'm going to multiply the front parts together. 2 times 3, and I'm going to get 6.
17, 27.
Then I'm going to multiply the insides. I should probably say multiply the insides instead of just radicals. Let's go insides. That sounds better.
6, 9.
Multiply the insides together.
It's a guard.
So I'm going to go through, and when I multiply the insides, oh, that was terrible. Let me try that again.
Yes, it was.
We'll have to agree.
I agree, Goki. I agree.
Alright, we're going to multiply the insides together next. So we're going to do 7 times 14 is going to be 98.
14 is 98.
And then if I have a t times t squared, how many t's is that?
That's 2.
3.
What's 500?
I have 1 t here, I have 2 t's here. That's 3 total, right?
Yeah.
So I got t to the third. So after we multiply the fronts, we multiply the insides together, then we simplify it pretty much just like our warm-up. So we're going to simplify this. I'm going to go down here, we got some space. And remember, when I simplify this, the 6 is going to come back at the very end. So I'm going to go through and do 98 is really 2 times 49. 49 is really what, Luis?
49 is really 27.
No, man. No.
27.
No. What do you multiply to get 49?
7. 7 times 7.
7 times 7, right?
197.
And then Greg, if I have t to the third, how many t's is that?
3.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3 t's. I can get a t. There we go.
27.
Okay. So I split this up, and I'm going to kick out pairs of things. So 7s are going to get kicked out,
T's.
and there's only going to be a single one left. A pair of t's is going to get kicked out, and there's just a single one left. Alright, and let's see, I've got a 2 left over on the inside, I have a single t left over on the inside, and because I had 6 on the outside originally, it comes back now at the very end on the outside. So on this outside I got 6 times 7, which is 42. I
think
had
I got it
42t squared to 2t.
Yep, got that.
Just like that.
Psych.
Jeez, Coffee, this
Nah, I got it right.
This looks
really confusing.
It's not that bad, man. You just
Did
missed
you
the
say it
first
was
one.
confusing?
You missed this lesson right here.
Oh
This
yeah,
line.
you missed out. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Wasn't
I
Still,
missed
We'll keep going over it, don't worry.
It was still pretty simple.
Alright, let's do the next one.
It was
Alright,
still
we're going to
rather
do part A
simple.
right here. Hush. Okay, so we're going to multiply the outsides. Hey, Beto, take your headphones off.
Yeah, Beto.
Alright, Beto, what's outside the square root of 18? What number's on the outside? In front.
27.
There is a 1. I don't think I told you guys that, so it's kind of a trick
You
question.
didn't.
I need
So
to-
when there is nothing outside, it's automatically a 1.
Just like the
So when I multiply the fronts together, I'm going to get what, Major?
27 times 27.
So I'm going to go 3, and then inside I'm going to go square root, and I'm going to have 6 times 18, which
Good.
is
Wait, no,
60
it's not.
plus...
You know the way.
48. 108? Alright. So I multiplied the fronts, and I got 3. Multiplied the insides, I got 108. And now I have to simplify it just like we've done for a few days. So 108 is going to be
9 as well.
2 times... Is it 54? Yeah.
know the way.
No week.
Let's see,
Like, let's use the
54
27 times 2.
Really.
is going to be...
27 times 2.
let's do... what?
27
Season
times
2.
2.
Alright.
Is that real?
2 times 27. 27 is going to be 3 times 9.
3 times 3.
And 9 is really 3 times 3.
And then that's
Really
3 times
27
3.
times 27.
Okay, and then pairs of things are getting kicked out. So I got a pair of 2s here. So they're going to get kicked out. I got a pair of 3s here. They're going to get kicked out. And remember, there's only one left and they get kicked out. Let's see, I got just a single 3 left over chilling inside. Yeah. And let's see. I had a 3 that I started with on the outside, right? So it's got to come back.
Where'd you go?
Nowhere.
And the last thing I got to do is just multiply these together. 3 times 2 is 6. Times 3 is 18. I got 18. Split it 3. For my
A little bit, yeah.
Waste buffering.
All right. Let's get part B. You guys are gonna help me out with part C. Then you're gonna do the in-class one down there. All right. So on part C, Gabe, what's the first thing I gotta do? Yep. We're gonna multiply the outsides here. 7 times 3, and we're gonna get 21. All right. And then what do we gotta do next? Adelia?
We have to times 3 and we have to times 5 and 20.
Yep. And that is 100. Yep. And then Ivory, if I have an x times x to the 5th, how many x's is that?
2.
Yep. So I got 100 x to the 6th. Okay, now I gotta simplify it like I've done before.
I know it.
Go ahead.
I'm instantly gonna say it's 5 times 2.
Alright, so let's take it a step at a time though. What's 100, Magi? How can I split up 100? Alright, 100 is 10 times 10, right?
50
And
times 2.
I'll give you guys a little bit of a, it's not really a shortcut, well it's kind of a shortcut. Okay,
The X's.
100 is 10 times 10, right?
Yes.
If you can split this up, and when you split it up the first time, they're the exact same numbers, you don't have to go any farther.
You can just do what Mega did, I'll go
Yeah. So since 100 is 10 times 10, I'm just going to leave it like that. Because I could split it up and go 2 times 5, 2 times 5,
inside.
but I'm just going to bring it back together.
So it'd be, wait, how'd you do that?
So 100 is 10 times 10, right?
Yeah.
Because they're exactly the same the first time I did it, I'm not going to go any farther. I'm just going to leave it like that. It's a little short.
So we can't have 21?
Okay, yeah. Alright, and then if I have x to the 6th, that's
3 X's on
1, 2, 3. I'm doing it the long way. 4, 5, 6 for this one. Because not everybody had the other lessons. Okay. And then stuff's going to get kicked out. So I've got a pair of 10s that are going to get kicked out. When they're kicked out, it's just a single one left. I got a pair of x's here. I have a second pair of x's. And I have a third pair of x's. Yep. So I kick stuff out. Is there anything left over on the inside? No. When there's nothing left over, we don't even write it down, remember? Because it'd be just an empty square root, and there's no point to write it down. But I got one last thing. I had a 21 on the outside, right? I gotta bring it back. Down here on the outside, so 21. So 21 times 10 is 210. And then 3 x's means I got x to the 3rd. That's my final answer.
Dang.
Alright, your guys' turn.
You're by yourself
Yep, you guys are gonna do this one in the box.
Speak of us a fraction.
Alright, I'll give you a hint. When you multiply the insides together, what's 5 times 1 over 5?
I don't know.
It's 1.
What?
It's 1.
Yeah, it's one. I don't know that.
Alright,
It's
simplify this. Multiply together, then simplify.
27.
No,
It's obviously 27 will be.
it's not. It's not even close.
Do you know the way?
Spoiler alert, it's 27.
You can split apart.
Let's split apart 27.
5 times 5, right? That's not.
Okay, I don't have enough room because of this.
So do it on up top.
Right
there. Right there, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Come on, dude.
Kinsey, did you have a... What's for you?
No.
Loki,
I
I'm
don't have
finished.
one. Miss Finney is in here.
Oh, I thought you was, oh, that's right, you said no.
It's too easy for a god.
Give me another minute or two.
Okay, so one gets kicked out, right? And pair of X's gets kicked out. Well, those are supposed to be M's, I guess, not X's.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's fine. Just write M down. Or cross it.
Never. This guy's a junior. Oh my god, dude.
When it gets kicked out?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm stuck in
Okay. So we want to split this inside part. We need to see what's going to get kicked out. So we're going to write it. We're going to take this one into the floor.
Oh!
I'm going to split it up as much as possible. So, how can you split apart? And then if you have M to the 4, you got 1, 2, 4, right? Square roots are special because so I got a pair of M's here, right? It's gonna be equal.
Another one.
You have another one?
Do it again.
And then I got another pair of M's, right?
Goki, get him off me!
Sit down, Louise.
That's a strike. Oh, Goki, you just fingered my McChicken, bro.
Sorry, man.
Bro,
Okay.
Mick's gonna be
Let's
mad.
see, I got one left over there. And
I say probably stole a piece of his McChicken.
I had a 12 when
Oh,
I was
they're
in my
just
car
squares,
before
boys.
so I gotta bring it back. Okay. Almost done. M and M make you square, right? And we'll talk about this.
sucks.
Edison has to do with the one.
Yeah.
So we'll actually talk about it. All right, let's go over this one. Nobody's gonna wear headphones or get headphones today. People don't take their music out and leave it out during the lesson.
Not slick, Beto.
Is that how you're going? Yeah.
Come on.
Because that one has M, one is an M, and then you get in 4.
Be in 4.
Okay,
All right,
that's all right.
Alizea, start us off. What's the first thing we gotta do?
5 times 1.
Okay. You don't forget though, do the outsides first, just real quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
4 times 3.
Yeah.
What?
Then we do 5 times 1/5, and we get 1. And then M times M3 is M to the 4th. Okay? So we gotta split up this M to the 4, right? How can we split up 1, Luis? Or can we?
You can have.
Okay. And then how many M's we gonna have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, Greg, what's gonna get kicked out?
8.
Hell yeah.
2 M's.
Yep. M, and then another M, which means I got M, and then M. But I start out to 12, right? So I gotta bring it back. Oh, and let's see, I had square root of 1. Okay. Let's keep going. I got 12 M squared. This never happens.
Oh no, that's on recording, Goki.
Hello?
What a nerd alert. Oh, he just had a blooper.
Don't care.
Who was it? I don't know.
Were they asking?
Telemarketer.
Oh man, they were asking for your.
They're here for the Resort Reward Center.
Oh man.
Goki should have
Nope.
been like,
Hard pass.
I want to get a.
Galki, what's
Okay.
your social security number?
Yeah, no.
Dude.
Alright, so let's see. I got a 12 M squared. And then I've got this square root of 1. But the square root of 1 is kind of, it's not really, it's kind of special. Anybody know what the square root of 1 is?
square root of run.
It's 1.
Is 1.
It's just 1.
It's 2.
So if you ever have a square root of 1, just change it into a regular times 1. And if I times 1, does anything actually change? No. So it's just 12 M squared. So basically, if you ever have square root of 1, you don't even need it. You don't even need it anymore. So your final answer is just 12 M squared.
I got the same one, but I did differently.
What do you do?
I did 1 times 1.
That's fine. That would work too, it's just a little more work. But
I
that's
thought
fine.
that was the way it works.
Alright,
Okay, I don't want
pretty
to
good.
divide the radicals.
It's not that bad.
Is this
It's not that bad, I've seen worse. Okay, so we multiplied some square roots. We're also going to be dividing we're also going to look at square roots when we have a fraction inside. So whenever you have a fraction inside square roots, you can actually split them up to have a square root on top of the fraction and square root on the bottom. So for example, square root of 36 over 49 is the same thing as square root of 36 on top, square root of 49 on bottom. And the reason we do this is because, what's the square root of 36?
6,
Square root of 49?
7.
So it's really 6 over 7.
Yep.
If I have down here square root of 64 over 49, I can change it to have two smaller square roots, one on the top and one on the bottom. And we can simplify both square roots on our own. Square root of 64 is 80, square root of 49 is 7, and we're done.
That's it?
It's going to get a little tougher though.
Here you go, Keith.
No, it's going to get tougher. Not a ton tougher, it's going to be a little...
Like you know, you look tough.
Oh, you put estimates in here and you
Yeah, I'm a monster. Alright. So, on this next one, I have square root, and then a fraction, and I got 8x to the third over 50x. So,
What we do to one, we have to do the other. You have to square both of them.
You have to simplify it.
22 plus 67.
You're doing like square, can you square root of 1?
that's how you have to do it.
Is it always gonna be a number you can square root?
No. Like right now, there's not numbers you can square root, because we gotta simplify. Alright, so let's look at this. So, these ones aren't nice like our other ones, right?
They're
Right, 'cause
not.
we stuff on YouTube, or Google, or whatever it is. Okay, these ones are not nice numbers. They're not like 64 and 49 like we had before.
So we push down little kids at the playground?
So,
You said they were nice.
yeah, these are not nice numbers.
So what'd you say?
Little grumpy.
Okay,
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we are gonna split these into two different square roots. But there's one thing we're gonna do first. If I have x to the third on top and then an x on the bottom, doesn't some of that cancel out?
Yeah.
What did the X in a second?
So if I have 3 x's on top, right? I have an x on the bottom. One of them on the top and bottom cancel out, and I have just an x squared, or x to the second. So before you split this apart, take care of any variables. So really, I have an x squared on top. So before you split it apart, take care of your variables.
Alrighty.
So I'm going to have a square root of 8x squared over square root of 50. And now what we're going to do is we are just going to simplify both square roots kind of individually. So I'm going to take my 8x squared and I'm going to split it up. Alright, 8 is really 2 times 4, but 4 is really 2 times 2, right? And x squared is x and x, which means, let's see, I got a pair of 2's. We've done this a bunch. Well, most of us, unless you're gone. Got a pair of x's, and I got a 2 left over, right? So I split apart the 8 and the x squared, and I kicked out my pairs. So really, on top, I have a 2x square root of 2. Okay? Let's keep going. We're going to do the same thing, but this time to the bottom part, to my denominator. We're going to take 50 and split that up. So 50 is 2 times 25, right? 25 is really 5 times 5. So let's see, 5s are going to get kicked out. And I got square root of 2 left over, right? So 5 square root of 2. Okay. One last thing. So we split this into 2 smaller square roots, and then we simplified each one individually. But after I do that, I can do something else. What can I do to both of these? What happens with these that I got left?
Well, there's the square root of 2. So
Yeah. I get a square root of 2 on the top and on the bottom, right? Which means they cancel out. And I just have 2x over 5. My final answer. So even though in this square root it was a great big fraction, it's really just 2x over 5.
Will the equation always be like that?
Not always. Sometimes you'll have a square root left over. Sometimes they're easy. Alright, let's do one more, then you guys are doing one, and then that's it. We're going to skip part A, though. That one's too easy.
No.
Alright, let's do part B here. I know, I'm a monster. Making you suffer.
Just B or C2?
You guys are doing C on your own. Alright, so on part B, square root and 36a and 4a to the third. I have a's on the top and bottom, right? And when stuff is going to cancel out. So let's see, if I got an a on top, 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. Let's see, I've got a squared left on the bottom, right?
Grade.
So really, on top I got 36. On bottom I have 4a squared. And now I'm going to have my two little square roots, one on top and the bottom. Okay? The top one, though, is easy. What's the square root of 36? Alright, the bottom one's a little tougher. But, let's see, 4a squared. After a while, you can kind of do these in your head. And if you can do it in your head, that's fine. So 4a squared is really 2 times 2, and then a and a. Let's see. 2's get kicked out. A's get kicked out. Do I have anything left inside?
No.
No. Just a 2a.
So we're done.
And one last thing.
Oh.
What's 6 over 2?
Oh, shit.
Is really 3 over 1a, right? Or just 3 over a. That's your final answer.
Alright, now you see?
Yep. Yes. Yep. Usually they'll be easy like this. Alright, I want you to do C, and I'll give you a hint real quick on C. So normally, we want to cancel out variables, right? If I have a y to the third, color, so y to the third means I got 1, 2, 3, and I have z squared on the bottom, which means I have z and then z. What gets canceled out? Anything? No, nothing. Nothing gets canceled out. So I can't cancel out variables. So I'm just going to split up and have 25 y to the third on top and z squared on the bottom. That one's a little sneaky. Sneaky. Alright, simplify it on your own.
Hey, don't be talking someone else.
What?
Someone else.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, look at that. You just do that.
I just said it twice, okay?
I heard no.
That's someone else.
You're mumbling. Probably because your nose needs to be known.
Never. Okay, just wants
Ah,
Yep, it's good.
yeah, too fast.
I don't know, probably.
Probably not.
You may hear nose blowing sound.
That's how I got my first one. The square root is 5.
Yeah.
Alright, some y's going to kick out?
Okay.
Wait,
Alright.
2 y.
Yeah.
So y squared.
That's why. Remember,
What?
there are 2 y's that get kicked out, but remember, when they get kicked out, there's only half left.
So, oh yeah,
So
so
there's one
it
left over.
would be 5,
Yes.
1.
And then
Jace, come here.
This would just be z squared.
What?
That's all?
z squared is on the bottom.
Oh yeah.
Remember, you're going to take
I
each one
forgot that.
individually.
You need one Y? Just one.
No, but my answer.
Just do y left out.
And then
You'll be the square root.
That's it?
Alright,
That's it?
good.
Wait, it's just three. Wait, what are you now?
because there's anything simplified. Cancel out.
Test it.
5, 5,
There's nothing else you can do. Like over here, we had square root 2 over square root 2.
Okay, may I use the restroom since I'm finished?
No, after we're done with the lesson.
Good.
Turn on the exit ticket in a minute.
No,
Alright.
let me go first.
Alright.
Do I have to put a one over there?
No, because it won't actually change anything.
That won't.
If we were multiplying, yeah. This won't change anything. Alright, let's go over this one, then we're done.
You're not doing the extra
So-
ticket?
Well, you'll do the
Whoa,
extra
the answer's
ticket.
27.
Haha, no. Don't listen to him. He's gonna lead you astray.
knew it.
Alright, Luis.
Yes. 27.
If I have 25 y to the third, how am I going to split that apart? How am I going to split it apart, Luis? You got this. I believe in you.
Well,
I'm not done. That's fine. Help me out. What's 25 really?
Wait, don't you?
5 times 5, right? Okay. If you have y to the third, how many y's? 3 of them, right? Alright. So what's going to get kicked out, Greg?
2 Y.
Yeah.
And 2 5s.
And when they kick out, there's just one left, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see, I got a y left over on the inside. All right. So when I simplify this, I have 5y square root y. But I got to simplify the bottom one. For that bottom one, what do you get, Adelia?
Z.
Yep, just a z. So z squared is z and z, right? Pair gets kicked out. There's nothing left inside. We just got a z. And does anything cancel out on the top and bottom now? Nope. We're done. We're done. That's it.
That seemed easy peasy,
So it kind of threw you off a little bit when because it had y and z,
No,
but
it
it's really not any
didn't.
different. All right, you guys' turn, or for your exit ticket. I'll put your homework on Google Classroom, turn on Scrative and all that, and that's it.
Oh, can you open a window?
Well, can I use your
That's
restroom?
funny. That's funny, guys.